Hey guys, welcome back to my channel Rewind That. It's your girl Miss K. If this is your first time coming across my channel, welcome. Please be sure to subscribe if you like the vibe and hit that notification bell so you know when I upload more videos like this one. Okay guys, today I'm reviewing Coming to America. That's Coming to America, which means it's the sequel. Yes, the long-awaited sequel. So I do want to say real quick that my reviews for movies are nothing like my show reviews. With my show reviews, I pretty much go scene by scene, assuming that everyone watching has already seen that episode. With my movie reviews, I try my best to just go over what I think about the movie without giving spoilers, all right? So there might be minor spoilers, but nothing to ruin it for you in case you haven't seen it, right? So what we're going to do today, we're going to do that, and we're also going to talk about what the movie is about, like the main storyline. We're going to talk about the views that other people have given this, the critics, right? And we're going to talk about my opinion of the movie, right? And then of course, I want to hear what you guys feel about it, all right? All right, so let's get started. So let's start off with what the movie is about, okay? So if you've watched the trailer, you already know that King Jaffe Joffer is on his deathbed, and he lets Akeem know that he has a bastard son in America. So before seeing this movie, guys, I had to wonder how the heck this was possible, okay? Because I've seen Coming to America countless times, and Prince Akeem wasn't checking for no other woman but Lisa McDowell, okay? However, I was glad that they addressed this and explained how Akeem having a son was possible. I'd also like to say that I loved the vibe that I got from this movie. The castle was beautiful inside and out, well lit, and the interior design was dope as well, right? And Akeem's princely robes were nice too, you know? And speaking of Akeem's princely robes, Lisa, or should I say Princess Lisa, she was looking absolutely gorgeous, and her gowns and tiaras were so awesome to look at. Also, the daughters had some nice adorning jewelry as well, and tiaras, okay? So, they had 3 daughters, and in Zamunda, no woman has ever ruled. So, of course, King Jaffe would rather a bastard son rule instead of his granddaughter. And speaking of daughters, the oldest one, who is very beautiful, by the way, had been training all her life to be queen. Even though her husband would be the one to rule, right? She would still be queen. So imagine how she felt when Akeem pushed her to the side to search for this bastard son to prepare him for the throne instead. Also, I'd like to mention that Akeem and Lisa's middle daughter was played by Eddie Murphy's real daughter, Bella Murphy. Just a fun fact for you. Okay, guys, so without going into much more detail, I want to talk about the star-studded cast and how much I enjoyed seeing legendary people grace the screen, such as Gladys Knight and Morgan Freeman. Now, there are a few more legends involved, besides Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall, of course, but I won't mention it in case you haven't watched, okay? I really don't want to spoil it for you guys. Also, loved seeing Wesley Snipes, guys. I just enjoyed seeing him play this type of role, which was different from, his more serious roles, right? Shout out to Rotimi as well, who made an appearance. For those of you who may not know, Rotimi plays Dre on Power, okay? Okay, now, let's get into the critics. And I'm talking about the critics on social media, all right? I'm seeing a lot of mixed opinions, but I'm also hearing that a lot of people were disappointed. As you guys can probably tell, I had no problems with this movie. But I am hearing that some people feel as though it wasn't worth it, and the cast they brought back from the first movie should have stayed home. And I'm just like, wow, I don't really understand it. I respect the opinions, but for my opinion, I don't understand what people are so upset or disappointed about. I was talking to my brother about it, and one of the things that he said he enjoyed was that it felt like a reunion to him. And that's one of the things that I actually loved about it, I love seeing Garcelle Beauvoir, whatever. I'm sorry, I don't want to butcher her last name, but, y'all know her as Fancy from the Jamie Foxx show. She was one of the Rose Bearers or whatever, and I loved seeing her, And even Vanessa Bell Calloway, who played Princess Imani, who was still barking like a dog, okay? Sorry for that minor spoiler, by the way. But the point is that they brought back the original cast for all the real fans, and they added some new folks to bring a new and different flavor, and I'm not mad at that. All right, so now that we got that out the way, they also had different parts of the movie that reminded me of certain shows, right? There was a scene where Prince Hakeem was training with his daughters, and it reminded me of a scene from Game of Thrones where Oberyn Martell fought the Mountain in a trial by combat. Now, I'm not sure if this was intentional, but it reminded me personally of this scene in Game of Thrones, okay? But one thing that I do believe was intentional was the witch doctor. This reminded me of Shaka Zulu, and for any of you guys that have watched Shaka Zulu, you know what I mean. But I definitely believe this was an intentional nod to Shaka Zulu, which made me appreciate the movie that much more, all right? So before I go, guys, I'm going to give this movie 2 thumbs up. I will be watching it a second time, and I will say again that I don't understand why people are so upset, but just for kicks, I will tell you guys 2 scenes that I could have done without. There was a scene with Tiana Taylor where it started to feel kind of like a musical. And, I could have done without that, right? I'm not going to get into the specifics about the scene because, like I said, I'm trying not to spoil things, all right? Then there was a scene where the witch doctor kept spitting at Simi, and it was just so disgusting because I hate mucus and bodily fluids, so I really could have done without that. But, I'm still not mad, guys. Overall, I'm happy about it, and I'm glad they did the movie. Also, I was watching an interview yesterday with Arsenio Hall, who was being interviewed by Charlemagne. And he told Charlemagne that he believes the real fans will love the movie and like what they did. And I agree because I feel like I'm a real fan. You know what I'm saying? I consider myself a real fan. For me, I could see that a lot of thought and creativity was put into this movie and into the storyline, which was also interesting, by the way. The storyline was really good. Also, Leslie, and I'm so sorry, I forgot her last name. Sheesh, I really meant to look up her last name before I started this video, but she definitely delivered and held it down, okay? She was funny and she just played her role well. All right, so back to the thought process though. There were pictures throughout the palace of people that didn't make it into the sequel. We know that Madge Sinclair, who played Aeolion, Akeem's mom, passed away years ago. So of course we weren't going to see her in it, right? But they were sure to add a picture of her. There was also a picture of Lisa and Patrice, and we know that Patrice was Lisa's younger sister, okay? So I appreciated seeing that the original cast was nowhere near forgotten, even if they couldn't make the movie. And the sequel was just a neat continuation of the story. I will say that, like many other people, I feel like sequels are risky to do. You know what I mean? Like they should just be left alone. But sequels that take place decades later are always interesting to watch for me because it's a cool way to see everybody come together again, especially when the movie is a classic like this one. Okay, guys, that was my review for today. Now, I want to ask you how you felt about the movie and what did you expect? And were your expectations met or were you disappointed like a few of these other folks, okay? I kind of went in with an open mind, so that could be a reason why I wasn't disappointed. But then again, I'm not ever really disappointed by too many Eddie Murphy movies, okay? All right, guys, holla at me in the comments and I will see you in the next video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And hit that notification bell so you know when I upload more videos like this one. Until next time, take care and be blessed. Bye-bye.